y'all got done burning it,
Yeah, we burn all the wood.
you don't remember seeing any bones or anything left after y'all got done burning?
No, sir.
Tara Grinstead was born on November 14, 1974, in the town of Hawkinsville, Georgia. The daughter of Bill and Bennett Grinstead, Tara enjoyed a happy childhood with her sister Anita. However, after some time, her parents divorced and her father married a woman named Connie Cox. Tara, who always stood out for her beauty, was about 5'3" tall. Encouraged by her friends, she entered beauty pageants and won the Miss Tifton title. According to her friends, her reason for participating in these competitions was more than just the allure of fame or glamour. She used the money earned from the pageants to fund her graduate studies. After graduating from Georgia College, she moved to Ocilla and began working as a history teacher. By day, she taught history. By night, she continued her doctoral studies. Both colleagues and students admired her as a warm and popular teacher. One middle school student described her as a knowledgeable teacher who made learning exciting, while another shared how they were inspired by her to become a history teacher themselves, expressing deep respect for her. On October 22, 2005, Tara attended a beauty pageant to support the contestants. After the show, she went to a friend's barbecue party just 8 blocks away. She returned home around 11 p.m. That evening, when her family couldn't reach her, they contacted a family friend, Heath Dykes, and asked him to check on her. Dykes went to her home that night, left 20 messages on her answering machine, knocked on her door multiple times, but received no response before eventually returning to his own home. By Monday, October 24, 2005, Tara was missing. Her colleagues, noticing her absence, called the police to request a welfare check at her home. When the police arrived, they were met with an eerie silence. There were no signs of forced entry, but inside they found her cell phone in the bedroom, a broken lamp on the nightstand, and a broken necklace on the floor. Only her purse and keys seemed to be missing. Outside, things looked more unusual. Her car was parked in the garage with its doors wide open. Tara's dog, Dolly, was found in the yard, while her cat, Herman Talage, remained inside the house. Tara would never have left her pets alone for long. Even though she lived in a safe neighborhood, she never left her car unlocked. But this time was different. The driver's seat was pushed back, as if someone else had been driving, and dried mud was found on the car's tires, which heightened concerns. A neighbor told the police that Tara's garage had been empty on Sunday night, but that the car had returned later. Another neighbor mentioned seeing a black truck parked by the side of the road, with someone sitting inside. When Tara's phone was examined, a call from a nearby payphone was found, but no voicemail was left. Further investigation into her spending revealed no activity on her credit cards, and no money was missing from her checking account. During a more thorough search of the house, investigators noticed the bedroom was in disarray, and there was dried blood on the bottom edge of the bedspread. In the front yard, they discovered a glove and a business card wedged into the door. The glove contained Tara's DNA and that of an unknown male. The card belonged to Heath Dykes, the officer sent by the family to check on her, left to show he had been there. Meanwhile, Tara's loved ones, the townspeople, and her family began a search effort. They gathered to find the young woman, printing missing person posters and offering a $100,000 reward for any information. Their sole aim was to find a clue. There was a 1.5-day window between when Tara was last seen and the police's welfare check. In situations like this, the first 48 hours were critical. One name stood out to the police: Marcus Harper, Tara's longtime boyfriend. A former police officer and a military man frequently deployed overseas, Marcus had been with Tara for 6 years. However, in the fall of 2005, they decided to end their relationship as Marcus was not yet ready for marriage. The breakup deeply affected Tara, but they continued to stay in touch. Considering these details, the police brought Marcus in for questioning as a possible suspect. However, he had a strong alibi and witnesses for the night of Tara's disappearance, and he was quickly cleared. The detectives' second suspect emerged as they delved deeper into Tara's private life: Anthony Vickers. In the past, Anthony had attempted to break into Tara's home and had been arrested, resulting in a restraining order against him. He appeared obsessed with Tara and was questioned about her disappearance. Anthony claimed they had been seeing each other for a few years and that their relationship was primarily sexual. However, the only person who could verify his story was Tara, who had been missing for days. The investigators chose not to pursue his unusual claim further. The third and final suspect was Heath Dykes, a married police officer from the town. Heath had visited Tara's house that night. Rumors circulated in the town that he had been having an affair with Tara for some time, despite being married. However, Tara's friends and family insisted she wasn't someone who engaged in random relationships, dismissing these claims as mere gossip. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, with hundreds of tips pouring in for the detectives, but none led to a concrete conclusion. At one point, a bizarre claim surfaced that Jennifer Kessie, who had disappeared from Florida, was somehow connected to Tara's case. Jennifer, like Tara, had vanished without a trace just months later. However, it was eventually concluded that there was no link between the two cases. In 2008, tragically, Tara's mother, Bennett, passed away, never knowing what happened to her daughter. In February 2009, a man claiming to be a serial killer emerged, posting videos online. He called himself Catch Me Killer and claimed to have 16 female victims. The phrase "Catch Me Killer" usually implies a taunting challenge to the public, suggesting the killer does not want to be caught but leaves clues to draw attention, a sort of "catch me if you can." Among the 16 alleged victims, one was identified by the authorities as Tara Grinstead, with evidence pointing towards her. Even though the man's face and voice were obscured, the police eventually tracked down the video's owner, a 27-year-old named Andrew Haley. A police investigation revealed that the videos were part of a strange hoax, and Andrew was eliminated as a suspect in Tara's case. The year 2010 brought another tragic blow when, after 5 years, Tara was officially declared dead, leaving her family devastated. Despite this, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced that Tara Grinstead's case remained active, and they continued to follow leads. 12 years after Tara's mysterious disappearance, a woman named Brooke Sheridan came forward and visited the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. She claimed to have crucial information about Tara's case, which she had learned from her boyfriend, Bo Dukes. Bo had told her that his friend, Ryan Duke, had confessed to killing Tara Grinstead back in 2005 during a casual conversation. Following this revelation, Ryan Duke was arrested and taken into custody for questioning. Within 2 minutes, Ryan confessed to being responsible for Tara Grinstead's murder and stated that he did not want a lawyer. At a press conference, it was announced that Ryan Alexander Duke had been arrested and charged with murder, burglary, and concealing a body. According to Ryan's confession, he had broken into Tara's house that fateful night, intending to steal, not realizing she was home. As he rummaged through her belongings looking for money, Tara suddenly appeared and began yelling at him. In a panic, Ryan strangled her. He then removed her body from the house and called his friend Bo, asking for help in disposing of the body. Ryan led detectives to the crime scene, where he spent about half an hour explaining how the events had unfolded and helped them search for Tara's remains.
It kind of had to be open, right? Because y'all were worried about catching fire to the woods?
Yes, sir. It was open, but said it was 10, 15 feet in front of it, like a thick part like that. Like I said, it's been a decade though. I mean,
And you haven't been back out here?
no, sir.
At one point, Ryan noticed piles of wood and directed their attention there. By the end of the day, partial human remains were found.
There's a pile of wood over there.
It could be. It looks like there's a pile of wood in there.
Another pile out there, too. I mean, when y'all got done burning it, I mean,
Yeah, we burn all the wood. I mean,
you don't remember seeing any bones or anything left after y'all got done burning?
no, sir.
DNA from the latex glove found in Tara's yard matched Ryan Duke perfectly. However, surprisingly, just 2 days later, Ryan decided to retract his confession, claiming that he hadn't killed Tara, but had only helped cover up the crime. Ryan Duke's trial began on March 19, 2019, 14 years after the murder. All evidence was presented to the jury. Dr. Alice Gooding, a forensic anthropologist, was called to the witness stand to testify about the fragments found. These remains included parts of a toe, teeth, spine, and skull, all discovered in the area. The black-gray coloration of the bones indicated they had been badly burned. Around 20 pieces of human bone were identified. It was determined that the remains belonged to an adult, and no other bones of the same kind were found in the area, suggesting they all belonged to a single person. During the trial, Ryan Duke maintained his earlier claim, stating that Bo Dukes had killed Tara Grinstead. Unlike Ryan, Bo had a rather complicated criminal history. In 2013, he was convicted of conspiracy against the U.S. Army. He was later charged with theft and was found to have sent Defense Department materials to his home. Bo was sentenced to prison and upon release was ordered to perform community service, but his troubles did not end there. Just months before his girlfriend Brooke's confession came to light, Bo was being tried for armed rape and weapon possession charges. After being released on bail, he kidnapped and assaulted 2 women on New Year's Day 2019, leading to a 5-day police chase before his capture. Bo Dukes' trial began 2 months after Ryan's. Witnesses included his cousin and a friend, both of whom testified that Bo had confessed to Tara's murder in the past.
I'm thankful for this opportunity to address the court. To the Tara Grinstead family, I'm truly sorry. Your long suffering has been unimaginable. My actions were cowardly, callous, and cruel. I was more interested in self-pity and self-preservation than doing the right thing for Tara and for you. I pray for your forgiveness. I can never undo that damage, and I sincerely apologize. To the local communities, I'm sorry for the years of uncertainty, of suspicion, and I apologize to my own family, to my mother, to Brooke Sheridan, and to her family. My actions and failures I'm responsible for alone.
Both men blamed each other, each claiming they had only helped dispose of the body. The trial lasted 4 days. In the end, Bo Dukes was found guilty of concealing Tara Grinstead's death and was sentenced to 25 years in prison. After 3 years of court proceedings, Ryan finally stood before a judge in 2022, and his sentence was determined.
This is Ryan Alexander Duke. We, the jury, find the defendant count 1, malice murder, not guilty. Count 2, felony murder, not guilty. Count 6, concealing death of another, guilty. It is signed this day, May 20th, 2022.
Although Tara's body was never found, detectives concluded that the remains and bone fragments found likely belonged to Tara Grinstead. Before we conclude this video, please be aware that the video on the left may be disturbing. It is recommended for adult viewing only. On the right, you'll find a playlist of videos that have been highly appreciated by our viewers.